Kyle, welcome back to the Wazen Report. Another episode. How you doing?
Yeah, good. Yeah, good. Just got done waking up, getting my stuff together. But yeah, it's good. Can't wait for today's discussion for sure.
Okay, so Randy Orton with Logan Paul. This is something I didn't expect. I didn't expect this to be the feud, and looks like very likely to be the WrestleMania match. Did you expect that to happen at the end of Chamber for this feud to be set up?
Not really, not at all. It was when it was, everyone was expecting LA Knight and all that stuff, and I was like, I was like, we'll see if that happens or not. But I didn't really. But then it kind of makes sense for it to be Randy Orton because of the situation that for LA Knight and AJ Styles, they have their thing, and then the whole Logan Paul, Randy Orton stuff just happened because of Randy's elimination of Logan Paul. So
Yeah.
I did expect it, but I'm all here for it. I'm okay with it.
Okay, before we get into it, obviously, just move it back a little bit. This is why I don't always go by dirt sheets. I know you don't always go by it. They were convinced it was going to be LA Knight. They were literally reporting that every day it's going to be LA Knight, right?
Yeah.
Uh, Obviously, something changed. Before we go into Orton and Logan a bit more, LA Knight and Logan, are you disappointed that didn't happen?
No, because I wasn't all that excited about it anyway. I was like, I'm not all that excited about it at all. Does it interest me personally? So I'm not. So kind of glad they go into the direction of AJ Styles. I more prefer that. So
Okay, I've got a theory to why I think that AJ, why they didn't do Logan and LA Knight, why LA Knight's working with AJ. I think they're going to keep the title on Logan, which is why they put him against Orton. And even if Randy Orton loses, it doesn't really matter because he's such a big star. Um, and they probably don't want LA Knight to lose to Logan, but they want him to remain as US champ. Um, do you think that
yeah,
might be the reason?
probably. But it's like I guess so. But then I'm just thinking to myself, I just don't want. I mean, he hasn't been part time like Roman Reigns has, but still not as often. So I still did see the U.S. champion on TV often more. So I don't know if he's gonna maybe I don't know if they're gonna have a retainer. Or they're just gonna give it to Randy Orton. I don't know. There's a possibility that Randy could win the championship, honestly, and because I
Okay,
don't know.
okay. So Randy Orton's performance in the Chamber, I don't think it was a great performance. He looked hurt, definitely slower than the Orton I remember. It wasn't the Orton I remember. What I'm trying to say is, if it's that version of Orton we got in the Chamber, I don't think the match with Logan will be great. I think it's going to have to be based on spectacle, entrances, story, and more on the short match. What did you think of Orton's performance? He did really look hurt, but what did you think of it in the Chamber?
Well, I just think it was selling. Honestly, I truly think it was selling because you think back to him having some matches on SmackDown, and then the performance he did at War Games. I just think was all selling. I think because it wasn't because why what they I don't know. I just think I'm not reading that much into it. I think
Yeah.
he's fine. I
Okay.
just think they just decided to tell the story of him during that
Okay.
injury angle so that he can get laid out by Paul. I guess I base it off of storytelling, not based off his actual performance personally.
Okay. So the injury angle. Okay, whether it's a angle or real, I think nothing's been reported about it being real. So it was probably part of the story, which is probably what they're going to use in the Logan match. Um, who wins that match, Logan or Randy Orton?
At this point, I prefer it to be Randy Orton at this point because I mean Logan Paul's great. He has a great match, he has a great moments, but it's just him being also somewhat part time like Roman Reigns, but not really. Just these, I just don't. He's just he's just a spectacle, and at this point, and it's like, and it just makes. I'm just ready for SmackDown to feel important more than just having because what are these people fighting for really at the end of the day at this point? Just pride. That's all well and good, but at some point you got to go after a championship, and so
Okay,
I personally like to see a champion consistently on television. Personally, for me, that's just what I'm used to.
okay. With Logan, I think he will be on more episodes. I know that's not what you're saying. You want someone more regular all the time, but I think he will be on TV more during this feud. And I think for
Yeah,
SmackDown, I'm really interested in what angles they're going to have coming up. I think they're going to have some really good stuff lined up for SmackDown. I'm very interested. Are you looking, or do you
yeah.
think it's going to be? Do you think it's going to be like the odd few segments, or do you think they're really going to do some special stuff?
I think it'll be fun. Honestly, they may even, they could, they could add LA Knight and AJ Styles to the mix and make it a four-way at WrestleMania, or they could just they could just go off and do their singles match at WrestleMania. So it's but I think it'll be fun for the lead up to it. It'll be interesting to see the promo segments back and forth between Randy and Logan. That should be interesting because they never interacted before, so that should be fun. Um, and yeah, I just think it's just
Okay.
that's going to be entertaining to watch
Okay.
leading up
So
to it.
at this point, we know Logan, Orton. It's not confirmed. It's likely, very likely. And
Right.
then AJ and LA Knight, which I was going to get to this bit later on, but we'll talk about it now. There is a chance, and I think there's a high chance it could be a four-way as well. Now, based on Orton's performances, even with the signing, I don't think he's the performer he once was, which is understandable. I think a fatal four-way would be well protected. And if you look at the matches he's worked since returning, the big pay-per-view ones, they have all been multi-matches, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The 4-way Royal Rumble, and then the Chamber, then also for War Games. Yeah. The only singles match he had was one Raw against I forget who he faced when he first
No,
came. So
yeah, he's had matches, single matches, but they've been weekly TV, so they haven't been built like
right.
pay-per-view, right? Though I think,
Yeah.
do you think it's coincidence that he's been in all these multi-man matches, or do you think it's just the way the story? It's nothing wrong with him. It's just the way it's been booked. What do you think?
I think it's just the way it's just been booked so far. I don't really. Maybe they are trying to protect him because that he just come off of this he's just coming off of this massive injury and all this stuff. So maybe they are protecting him in some respects. So maybe it is on purpose, or maybe it's
Yeah.
just simply coincidental. So I'm not sure. I guess it's both. You can look at both ways. I think it's a mixture of both. Maybe.
Okay, which match would you rather see? A Logan or Orton, or would you go for the fatal four-way and say it's WrestleMania, you can only pick one, or unless you got a better option, neither of those, but which one would you rather see?
Um, I'm down. I'm actually cool with the four. I'm kind of cool with either one, either 4-way or Randy and Logan Paul. So I'm kind of good either way. Personally, I'd be fine with either matchup for the U.S. Championship. So I can
So
go either war.
if we don't get the four-way at WrestleMania, I'm certain we're going to get a backlash. I think it's coming. I think it's going to happen. And the good thing about this is it can happen no matter who wins. So Orton wins, it can still happen. Logan wins, it can still happen.
Yeah.
I just, I just think there's more to it. LA Knight and AJ are not done with this US title story. Allen's not doing Logan.
Right.
I personally would rather see the Fatal Four Way, but
Yeah.
I'm happy with the singles match as well. Okay,
Right. Yeah.
so WrestleMania, just tell me if it's a fair four way, what night and where on the card do you put it? And the same for a single match, Logan and Orton. Where do you put it?
Hmm.
If you don't have an
It's
answer,
hard to
I'll have
tell. I think. I don't know. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to tell. If it's a four-way, I could see it happening on Sunday, possibly. And if it's a singles match between Randy and Logan, I could see that happen on Saturday.
Okay, I think both matches should open WrestleMania. Either one of them. I'm talking about night one, right?
Yeah.
What
Yeah, I can see that.
what better way to get it started? I mean, a massive with that massive match. And I think Logan, I'm pretty sure he has been in quite a few. So he's been in main event and he's been in open matches. Okay. In regards to
Yeah.
where it happens, obviously the reason I'm saying opening match to kick off with a bang, right?
Yeah.
And I think you can do that with the Fatal 4-Way as well. And you can do it with the singles. But let's just go with the singles a minute. Obviously, did you say Orton wins?
Yeah, at this point, yeah, at this point, I'd rather see Randy win at that point.
Okay, I don't see Randy winning. I think he's going to do what he did in the chamber, so he's going to sell that injury, right?
Oh yeah, I mean there's a chance that Logan could also retain, but I'm just kind of I'm not sick of Logan Paul. I think he's a great wrestler. Just him as champion, I just don't care for it personally. So
okay, I understand you. You know, we've had chats before about part-time champs, and I know we're on different sides of that. But what if Logan does win?
then, well, look,
yeah,
then maybe if he wins, then maybe they can just have I could see him defending the title at Backlash against probably if Logan Paul. LA Knight maybe probably, but maybe that's the direction they'll go. And you get the singles match between Styles and LA Knight. I can see LA Knight winning that match, and then at Backlash they could do LA Knight and Logan Paul for the U.S. Championship, and that's when Logan Paul could lose possibly. So maybe that's the direction probably.
Because Backlash, obviously in France, massive show. So I think he's definitely going to be part of it. Okay, let me just get back to the singles. What are the chances we see an Orton Logan rematch? So let's say Logan wins, or even if Orton wins, I think that's a opportunity for a rematch, and I think it's pretty big to do a rematch at Backlash. Do you think we might get a Logan Orton rematch regardless of the result?
Yeah, I think so. They usually do that. So I can see that to be a rematch for sure. They can even and if they want to add LA Knight into it, then and also AJ Styles. Maybe, like I said, maybe that's going to be that can. So yeah, maybe that's going to be that's when the four-way happens at Backlash. Maybe if they want to include LA Knight and AJ Styles if they want to, or they could just go to the regular rematch singles rematch. I meant to say. So they go either direction to that. So maybe the four-way option may have it at Backlash more than WrestleMania. So
okay.
I don't know.
The other thing I mentioned to you, obviously, Logan or Fatal 4-Way, I see being action packed, right? But a singles match, I don't see it being long. I see more in the spectacle. Or do you see them having a 5-star match?
Well, not really, but I think the match probably will go maybe, if I have to guess, 15 to 13 minutes, maybe. And so maybe that's my guess. So I don't think it'll be super short, but I also don't think it won't go for like 20 minutes, at least 15 to 13 minutes, probably, if it's a singles match.
What I think they're going to do, I think they're going to sell that back. Orton's probably going to hit an RKO, and he's probably not going to get up, and Logan probably quickly gets the win like that. Or he low blows him to get the victory. What do you think that says to Randy Orton's legacy to being pinned by Logan at WrestleMania?
His legacy, I think he'll be fine because he's kind of bulletproof. But yeah, I don't know. I just think I think Randy will be fine because I still think he'll still be around. I don't think he's gonna be. It's not like his career is gonna be over with if he loses to Logan Paul. So, It's just I think Randy be fine. So
Okay, within the actual match, I'm sticking to the singles match here.
okay,
I would say, and I know you're fair, but I think the correct choice is to have Logan win. Like you just said, Orton's winding down. He's still saying he's got many years, but I don't think he needs a US title run.
not really. Yeah,
And I think at this point, Logan's going everywhere with that bout. He's promoting the hell out of it. It's always with him. It's always with him wherever he goes. I think it's good to keep the title on him, but obviously it just go into that part-time champ category. But we do have a lot of part-time champs now, and we have done recently. In regards to the part-time champ Logan, do you understand like the spectacle, like how big it is to have Logan as the US champ?
Well, yeah, because I guess for the his social media fan base or whatever, but I just feel like that's just I don't know. I just feel like that it's that I just think that he doesn't really need to be the U.S. champion really, but I get why they have it on him, and he is really good in the ring. I really enjoyed his matches. I enjoy when he is around. I just feel like that they've been so high on LA Knight, and it's like they want to be the it's like I don't really want to be champion personally, but that's what they it's like because that what do you do with LA Knight? Go keep him in just in limbo probably. I don't know. That's the other theme too. So it's like was like you just put the title Logan Paul just to keep it on it for like how long, like till what SummerSlam, and that's when he drops it. I don't know. I just feel like that's.
Okay, so
I mean, that could happen, but
yeah. Well, let's go with that for a second, right? Because I think it is realistic, and I think whether we want it or not, I am a Logan Paul guy, and I don't mind him running till SummerSlam. But the story we have with Orton, AJ, LA Knight, I think they could run it, and they could run it. You can do a series of matches until you finally get to LA Knight and Logan. Um, do you think they could run it that long, or do you think it would get
possible
boring?
possibility. Yeah, because you can also too they're gonna probably gonna be involved in the Money in the Big ladder matches too, in July. So that's gonna probably be something there where they're gonna all three of them going to be in the ladder match in July. They're gonna so
So
it's
there's still
just the start. This is just the start of the feud really happening with all four of them. Whether is a start of this feud where in all four of their cases there is just starting out, and so I'm
okay.
intrigued what the direction is going to be. So I can't wait till Friday to see where they go.
Yeah, I was originally going to do this podcast after SmackDown, but I thought let's again what you're saying, seeing the direction, right? But I thought
Yeah,
let's do the podcast, and we can probably do another one depending what happens on SmackDown, right? Now,
yeah.
I agree with everything you're saying. I think it is going to end up with LA Knight eventually, and the feud's going to be a long one. I'm actually quite happy with that. I don't mind them working this long program, and it can work even if Orton wins or Logan. It can still work. Would SummerSlam Logan versus LA Knight, would that be big for you?
It'll be a really interesting dynamic, and the promos excuse me, the promos in general are going to be really entertaining to go back and forth with, and the lead up to it, then the match itself. I think it will be a really good slam. That's if they go that direction. So I would be cool with that.
Okay. In regards to AJ, because obviously we've talked LA Knight, we've talked Orton and Logan. They all go hand in hand. AJ goes hand in hand, but I think he's the least important out of the three. Yet he's building himself under this new vision. Do you think he could get to the point where maybe people would think AJ could win the title? Or do you believe that
Uh,
now? Do you think he could take it now?
yeah, I believe so, but I just think as of right now, he's so focused on LA Knight, and I think that's just they're just going to be focusing on Styles and LA Knight for now. That I don't really think he
Mm.
cares about the U.S. Championship currently. So I have to
Okay.
wait and see if they're going to add him because right now he's only focused heavily on LA Knight.
Do you think they might be involved somehow in the Orton Logan match? Do you think they might have some involvement?
Um, I don't think right away. I don't think so. Um, I don't.
Okay.
I mean, I don't see it happening right now.
Yeah.
Maybe not in their first match. I wouldn't say their first match now.
Okay, let's predict SmackDown for a second then. So I'm thinking Orton will, I think the show opens. I think Orton's going to open it. And I think he walks out and he immediately throws down a challenge. He calls out Logan. Logan's not there. Logan will probably do some sort of segment from his private jet on the Titantron. And they're gonna announce that match this week on SmackDown. I don't think they're gonna wait. Same thing if it's a Fatal Four. I think it would get announced on SmackDown. But what do you think is going to
Yeah,
happen on SmackDown?
kind of what you say. Me just call out LA Knight. I mean Logan Paul, and then they'll just probably have Logan Paul probably gonna be on like the Titantron to say that to not what don't want to just go into like assault Randy Orton and say I'm not gonna go in there and want to hurt you even more, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I think I think it's just gonna be like a promo segment with Logan Paul not being there just on the big screen.
But I think they're great together. I think they're absolutely great. And I think we're WrestleMania season, and I think we're in for some really good moments. Or do you think I'm
Yeah.
overthinking it? Do you think maybe it's not going to be as
No,
good
I
as
think it's gonna be. No, I think it's going to be really good. I mean, just as a whole, just as a whole, the 4 matches that were announced for WrestleMania for as of right now with the 4 championship matches, like on paper looks great, and so I could only imagine, the card taking shape already headed into and the shows themselves have been really entertaining for both Raw and SmackDown leading up to the Rumble and Chamber. I could only imagine how they're gonna do with WrestleMania build up. So I think it's going to be really fun television moving forward for both shows. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. It's gonna be really entertaining.
they've actually done a very nice build, like not just for this match overall, but we'll stick to this one. And I think they builded it very nice. And you agree, right?
Yeah, yeah. It kind of goes back to really when Randy came back and him. And he started to incorporate all three of them with facing uh Reigns at the Royal Rumble, and then the stuff that happened in the Chamber, and then so I think it's shaping up really nicely with the four of them heading into WrestleMania. So I'm excited for it.
If
So no matter
you
which
know,
direction they go in.
you know when Logan was in that chamber and he's like sticking his tongue out and he's being cocky, did you expect the RKO to hit? Or was it truly an RKO out of nowhere?
Yeah, I didn't expect it at all. I really didn't. So I was kind of shocked, like, whoa, okay. So, well,
I'm
actually,
still
well, or may well, oh, part of it, I was shocked, but part of it, they were focusing only on Logan. So it's like at the same time, it's hard to say because I kind of, but it
okay.
was shocking, but not shocking at the same time. It's kind of hard to explain.
Okay, I didn't see it coming. I did not see it coming. But did you see the knockout punch coming? Did you expect that to happen after? Did you think, now Logan's gonna get him back?
Yeah, because he was
Or
still. Yeah, because he was still in the chamber. I was like, okay, he's still in this chamber. He's gonna do something here because he didn't leave, and so him getting punched in
yeah.
the face, I kind of figured because he was still there.
See, even though I've been watching forever, um, I took the focus off. Obviously, you kept it on Logan, right? So when he did the
Yeah,
knockout punch, I didn't expect it. I really did not expect it. But I thought it's brilliant TV. I thought it was absolutely brilliant the way they did both of those. If you look at even the camera angles for both of those, I thought they were done perfect. Would you agree?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when they kept the door open and AJ
Yeah.
Styles came out, I didn't expect AJ at all. So that shocked me. I really didn't expect AJ at all, but they kept the door open, and then I just saw Logan Paul just sitting there in the chamber, and then I was like, he's gonna do something to Randy Orton, and I was right about that. I was shocked with with the Styles appearance because I didn't expect that, but the Logan Paul thing I expected it.
But both of them were shocking. I didn't expect AJ either. And it's the way they did it. It was built so nicely, like you're saying, right? And
Yeah, yeah,
on the road to WrestleMania, it's absolutely perfect. But right now, Logan versus Orton, if it happens, and even AJ versus LA Knight, these are two of the biggest feuds so far, which are going to be, which possibly at WrestleMania. I would say that's really good. They're giving it the focus, they're giving it the time. Would you say it's fair to say it's two of the big feuds right now for WrestleMania? Not the biggest, two of the big ones.
yeah, for sure. Once they get them announced, I will agree for that. Yeah, for not for the non-title match between AJ and LA Knight. I'm looking forward to that too. And and because all the stuff in the title matches so far have been announced. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think those are the two biggest men's matches for in the for like for like secondary matches that does involve that's either for the secondary championship or just for a regular singles match that they announced so far. Will potentially announce WrestleMania
Yeah.
is pretty good. So look forward to it.
How do you think they're gonna do this Logan versus Orton? Is it gonna be built as RKO versus Knockout Punch? Are they gonna build it under a gimmick match? Or do you think it's just gonna be Orton versus Logan and that's it? What do you think?
Giving Orton's injury status, stuff like that, I'd rather stick to a singles match and not have any type of stipulation or of anything. So I just so for because I think just need to do a singles match only between Logan Paul and LA Knight. I mean and Randy Orton. So
Okay.
I'll leave it as a singles match.
Okay. With one more thing then, with the Fatal Four we mentioned, obviously we're both sort of thinking backlash, right? Is
Yeah.
that opportunity we might get that Fatal Four Way on SmackDown? It building both feuds for
Yeah.
Mania.
Yeah, there's a chance that
Yeah.
they can just do the matchup on SmackDown itself. Yeah, I can see that happen. Yeah, that could happen for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's more likely.
Okay. As in, say if Logan beats Orton and Logan's got that under his belt, I beat Orton, Legend Killer is finished. Do you think people are gonna get pissed off seeing that?
People will be discussing. I think so. For a while, and then there could be more credibility for LA Knight even more to take the title from Logan Paul at that point.
Mm.
If they do something like that, so it'll give you more credibility for LA Knight to defeat Logan Paul because he defeated Randy Orton as well. So
Okay, there's something that you said earlier. I was going to go on it. So you mentioned Money in the Bank. Where are we going? We've got WrestleMania Backlash. Then is the next one Money in the Bank?
yeah,
Okay. Okay. I think
because there's no pay per view in June, and then they're gonna build June all throughout for like Money in the Bank qualifying matches stuff like that all throughout June. I feel like so by the time it's
okay.
July, it'll be so yeah.
So this is where I want to touch on it because even though the podcast is Logan versus Orton, there's LA Knight and AJ have stayed attached with the conversation because they've got that link. But when you mentioned Money in the Bank, I didn't obviously think this until you said it. I think you've got to have all four of them in the Money in the Bank match, and it continues the progression of the feuds. Do you think all four are going to be in it?
I see why not. I think that's more likely to me where they can just keep on having them going after each other because like I said earlier too, it's very new feuds at this point, and I think that can carry SmackDown in the mid card scene for SmackDown move throughout the summer, and I could see that all four of them in the Money in the Big Ladder match as well to see the next direction with that. So that's more star power for the Money in the Big Ladder match as well. So yeah, I'd see them definitely being in that ladder match.
So would that excite you? Because me just chatting to you and me just talking about them being in a match, and we're not even anywhere near there yet. But I'm excited already just to have all four in there. I think it's actually brilliant.
Yeah, yeah, it'd be really entertaining, and that's fun in my mind. I think that could be cool to see, for sure. Yeah, I think that's just good. I just had that thought again just now because it's just the direction they seem to be going after what happened on Saturday. I was like, let me think. This could this go on all the way up to the summer, even into Money in the Bank and all them in the ladder match? I say, yeah, why not? I think they're gonna because it's super new, and I can see them just feuding for a very long time for a couple months.
So I can see it going to SummerSlam, but I can't see it going past there. I think it's got to end
No,
there. You agree it's
yeah, I
got
think
to
so.
end there?
Yeah, I think it's more of a spring summer feud with all four. Then after that, heading into the fall, they'll just move on to something else. So I think it's gonna be a whole summer program with all four of them, and then they'll move on by the time it's September.
Okay, what about obviously going back to the Fatal Four Way? What about that happening at SummerSlam? So you got your rematches at Backlash, same matches at WrestleMania, Logan vs Orton, AJ vs Saturday Night. Then you've got Money in the Bank that are all in it, and then that Fatal Four actually happens at SummerSlam rather than the singles, and then that's where you have LA Knight take it. If I mean by that time it could be even more superstars. How would you feel for that for it to be a SummerSlam match?
That's actually a real possibility. Then yeah, I think that's more. Yeah, I think it's more likely for sure. I think that's more. I'll be down for that. I'll be hyped for that. And I mean, that's been just like you said for Logan Paul to win the championship at SummerSlam and give him that moment like he did last year after winning that battle royal that really kind of meant nothing. So
Yeah.
this time it'll be a huge moment for him to defeat all three guys in one match for the U.S. championship. So I say go for it.
Because I'm trying to think of a way to go past SummerSlam with these same guys, but I don't think you can.
No,
I mean,
I think at that point we have to move on to something different. So by that
okay,
time,
quick random angle. Do you remember when Randy Orton broke into Triple H's house? Do you remember that? Sorry, it's the other way
yeah,
around. Triple H broke into Orton's house, right?
yeah.
Would
Yeah.
an angle interest you of Orton breaking into Logan's house?
No, I don't think that really interests me. I don't think it's really necessary to do that. I just think it's just gonna be more kind of I think it'll be more something like they'll interrupt each other backstage in a promo segment or whatever. They're doing a
Mhm.
if they have a talking segment, I can see them just attacking each other backstage or something like that more than it being
Yeah,
happening in a house. So I don't see
I
it.
would, it's more reasonable the way you said, but I'm thinking the guy. I know I said earlier. I think Logan will be on TV more because of WrestleMania, but I think we're also going to get a lot of backstage segments, which I class the house as a backstage as well. It's a backstage segment, but not actually backstage. Do you think we might get more segments in video form than on actual, which is one of the concerns you said earlier, than it actually being on SmackDown?
Yeah, I could see it more. I could see a majority of them being in backstage. But I could also can see it in front of in the ring as well. So I could see both. I could see like Randy calling out Logan Paul in the ring, stuff like that. If whatever happens
Yeah.
or stuff like that, I can see it happening both ways.
Okay, I think obviously come WrestleMania, um, I think there's a lot. I'm not on X anymore, but I'm sure there's a lot of people very annoyed that LA Knight wasn't the person to work with Logan. Because that's the problem with X. A lot of people build themselves up so much on something that's going to happen and it
Yeah,
doesn't happen, right?
yeah,
And that's what's happened now. Everyone was saying it's going to be LA Knight, everybody, and it's not happened now. And they probably have set themselves up for disappointment. So the question to you, and I know you didn't say this, would you rather have LA Knight win it at WrestleMania, or would you rather have the feud play out maybe the way we're discussing, a longer form feud? Or would you rather just win it and get done?
yeah. Just hold off and wait and actually have them interact with each other and not because the WrestleMania the idea feels like a very fast approach seems kind of is kind of seems too soon. Kind of very similar to I don't know. And I know you're not a women's division wrestling fan, but kind of similar to the whole people want Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan to happen right away. I was like, let that have that time to breathe throughout and let that wait. They can hold
Yeah,
off. They can do the same thing here with Logan Paul and LA Knight. They can let it breathe and let them have them interact with each other when that time happens. That's when they can actually let's just wait till they actually start interacting with each other and start
yeah.
going at each other one on one. Let that have that time to breathe. I can see that happening in the fall or even depending. Let that breathe is all I'm saying. You don't have to be right away the second. You know.
No, when you're saying let it breathe, that's what I want to see. I don't want to see it bang, it's done. I want it to play out to SummerSlam. And I think it makes more interesting TV, like SmackDown this
Yeah.
week. I can't wait for SmackDown this week, and it's all because of the fallout of the Chamber, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. For sure.
and obviously the road
And
to
then
WrestleMania.
also too with
So
yeah, and
carry
also too with Raw too tonight for see the direction with Drew McIntyre. So like that's gonna be fun too for tonight. But yeah, so that's for SmackDown for the potential 4-way. Yeah, so yeah, all of it's gonna be entertaining.
Yeah, so even Raw, obviously we did the podcast about Drew and Seth, now, which is in line of what's happening, right? But
Yeah,
even Raw is interesting, even SmackDown, and it's because of the way they finished the Chamber, right? It's left
yeah,
everyone wondering what's going to happen. That's why
yeah,
this company's so good, right?
yeah. I think both chambers had definitely told the stories of each of them with with uh with Drew winning with the whole 4-way idea speculation, even with the women, with having Becky winning and also having Liv Morgan eliminating Tiffany Stratton and Bianca Belair to see what they're going to do with Liv Morgan moving forward. It's a breakout. It was a breakup performance from Tiffany Stratton. I felt like so, but so I feel like on both chambers is there's a lot of stories coming out of the chamber for Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, because obviously there's been plenty of chambers, and they've always had story, but this one seems a little more interesting, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm
And
definitely interested.
yeah, I think it's like really good. It's interesting, and we'll see which way things go moving forward.
Yeah, yeah. It's just gonna. It's just all. Yeah, that's why it's wait for tonight to see the fallout, to see what they're gonna say, check what how what McIntyre's gonna say in his promo tonight. Seeing with Becky and Liv and Rhea, see how that's gonna play out. How will Liv Morgan feel about getting eliminated, and is she gonna turn heel or turn be more like a serious type of character now after what happened? And so yeah, tonight is going to be a lot of
Yeah.
answers that was resolved, but a lot of questions to be that still remain for tonight. So
Okay.
yeah,
Just,
and I think also
but,
too.
yeah. Carry on.
Go ahead. I was
No,
gonna
no, carry
say
on.
I was gonna say too about also with Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes, who had these made that announcement saying that he wants to face The Rock at WrestleMania, stuff like that. I was like, okay, well, I you
It,
know is like, dude, you're facing Roman Reigns for the championship. You should just only focus on that. He just said anytime and he plays. So, but
Yeah.
still,
So that
I don't know.
obviously I do see that match happening probably following Backlash. I mean, Backlash is going to be big. So probably following WrestleMania, but that match can happen either way. With him being tired, but you're right. The focus should be on Roman, not overlooking. Like you just said, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
because this has been like that. So yeah,
okay. Just going back 10. Okay, I just want to use Logan as an example here, right?
okay,
Say Cody wins that title. Obviously, I'm not getting too deep into Roman versus Cody because the podcast is Logan versus Orton. But
yeah.
let's say Cody wins and Logan loses. I think there is potential for a Logan versus Cody match for the title, which obviously Logan will lose, but it would give it instant prestige instantly at a high level. But in order for that to happen, I think Logan would have to lose. Would you be up for Cody and
Yeah,
Logan?
yeah, that'd be an interesting matchup to see. Yeah, that'd be interesting to see how they play off with each other in the ring and in promos. So that could be entertaining to watch.
Okay, just going off that slide, okay, that's a long shot at the minute, but it is possible. Um, let's say let's say Logan does lose the title, and Orton wins it. Does the whole scenario probably carry on just with Orton as champ? Or do you think maybe because if Orton does win, I think that could be his last title. I don't see him getting another championship. Do you think if he gets a US title, that could be his last title? And do you think it could play out long term?
Um, yeah, I do think probably his last championship as well. I think it's yeah, I well we'll see. I haven't really Randy Orton at this point is just known as just being now at this point a legacy star where he doesn't really need to be a champion.
Hmm.
He's just a so if it's his last one, that's fine. Or if he doesn't win it, that's fine because really doesn't really need it. So I'll be fine
Do,
either way.
do you think it's sad, like, for people to watch, knowing it could be his last title ever?
Um, yeah, I mean, because depending also how long people have been watching him for, since pretty much since he debuted when went 2002. I didn't watch him until I was 11 or 12. That was 2008 or 2009.
Mhm.
So I grew up watching Randy Orton as well from my teenager to now almost in my late 20s now. So
Yeah,
it's I don't say it's sad, but it's just like it was I look at it as a great run, and it's like wow, it's crazy to see that both
yeah.
John Cena and Randy Orton are no longer gonna be full time. That's weird to me, but I'm
Yeah, so obviously I'm a fan from the golden era. I'm seeing I'm saw wrestlers that are considered legends now, but they weren't at the time. But I'm seeing them have that last run. If Orton can't get this title, and there is a lot of people that think he could get the main title, the world title, or the universal title, I don't think he's going to get either of those if he can't win this title. I think he's a legacy
yeah,
star. Dead, right?
yeah,
Would you agree?
at this point, yeah, like I said, I don't think he doesn't need to be a champion anymore because he has already a lot of accolades as it is. He's done it all. He doesn't really need. He's just there to put the new guy over now. At this point, that's his job now moving forward. I think so. I think
Okay.
just focus on that with Randy Orton.
I mean, obviously, there's different ways of getting people over. Um,
That's
just
true.
by
Yeah.
work, yeah, just by work. Some people think it's always that 3 count, which it isn't. But just by working with Orton's big. Okay, let me ask you
Right.
another question because people will probably say this. Do you think Orton deserves that final run? Do you think he should get it, or do you think no, he's done enough and stand by what you originally said is he's a legacy star?
Does he deserve to be world champion for? I mean, yeah. I
One
mean, this is
contract,
if What do you say?
The one last run as US champ
Oh,
or the
yeah.
world title. Does he deserve a run with either of those?
Well, does he deserve it? Sure. Does he really need it? No. But is he deserving? Yeah, but I just don't think but I don't think it's
Okay.
necessary.
But I think I'm in agreement with you. I'm in total agreement with what you're saying, right? But
Yeah.
the way I'm trying to picture this, there are going to be a lot of wrestling fans that are going to build things up so much that they think he's going to get that final championship. And when he doesn't, they're going to be in for a massive meltdown. And I think that works for the US title and the main title. I don't see him getting either of those. Do you see what I'm saying when I say wrestling fans are
Right.
working themselves
Yeah.
up so much, right?
Yeah. I guess yeah,
Uh,
I guess I don't really pay attention to what people say because I don't
yeah,
really necessarily care, or I don't really
yeah,
pay. I just not. I just don't read what people what they say on Twitter or
yeah,
even Instagram. I don't care, so I don't really know what
yeah,
people
yeah.
say because I don't really pay attention. So
Okay, fine. Yeah, so in regards to Orton's role, then let's just speak a little bit on that. You mentioned moving forward, his role would be to put over people, right?
yeah,
And I agree. I think that should be his role. I'm not saying lose every match. I'm saying work with people that need it and get them
yeah,
ready, build them up. The only thing that I say would be against this, Orton said he's got 10 years left, right?
yeah.
No, that was before the surgery, right? Actually, yeah, before the
But
surgery.
he said,
Sorry, he said he
yeah, I
had
think
about.
he's. I don't know what he said. He says he does say he has some time left or something. He can that he can still go. That
Okay,
he felt good. He like that he's ever been. That's what he said. So
so let's say he could still go. That could be 15 more years, right?
sure,
Because wrestlers are getting older and they keep going, but they go into that part-time category, right?
yeah,
Um, I don't think he's going to go 15 years. I just gave an example. I think his career is winding down, and just from his performance, uh, he's not the Orton he was before. Would you say that's fair to say?
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
That's true because
is it sad to see that then? When you see him, so say when you're watching Chamber and you're seeing the Orton today's version, a new version, right?
yeah.
Do you sometimes say, "Oh, I wish he would have been like the Orton of the old"?
Um, no, because I'm okay for the style that he's wrestling now because I got the chance to see Randy Orton back in December when he came here to Baltimore for a house show. Um
Yeah,
and and he did well. Well, great also too. He was also in an attack match with AJ Styles against Theory and Waller. So it was an attack team situation and he looked good there. So I was so in terms of for like a singles run, really, I haven't really seen him uh lately and on TV for doing all this stuff. So if he I wouldn't say it's sad, but it'll just be weird to see him not around like weekly anymore. I gotta get used to him not being on TV weekly, kind of like John Cena hasn't been. But it's kind of
yeah,
okay that he hasn't been because I'm personally not upset about it. It's
yeah.
just it is what it is because of the so
It's life. All great
yeah,
things come to an end, and
right, yeah,
he's literally because some legends are out the way, but he's still in a main box office feud, right?
yeah.
And
Still looks good. He
he
still
look
keeps up in he still keeps up in shape. He's like in better shape that he's ever been, but it's at the point where it's like I'm not really clamoring on if he says that if he said that he retires tomorrow, I won't be I'll be sad about it, but I won't like dread tears, because I can move on because it's not. because it's this like you said, it's life. It is what it is. So
Yep. So I still think he's going to go for a little while yet.
I still
This
think so too. Yeah,
Yeah, it's just the titles. I think he's not getting any more titles. It's like legends back in
probably
my day.
not.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I'm a massive Hogan and Ric Flair guy from way back when, and I want them to have titles, but it's not happening. And same with Orton. Okay, in regards to Logan and Orton, going back to it, one thing we didn't mention was gimmick matches. I know we mentioned scenarios, but do you think they might have a gimmick in this match, or would the first one be a straight single?
Between Randy and Logan,
Yeah.
I think it'll be a straight singles match.
Okay. I
Now,
think
could
it
it
doesn't
be?
need a gimmick,
I
but
don't know. Yeah, I don't think so neither.
okay. But I think to protect both and make things better, maybe throw a street fight and do it as a street fight. And I think that would work out better than straight single. Or does that interest you?
Yeah, Street Fighter
Okay.
or just a no DQ match, something like that. Also got anywhere, maybe
Okay. And one
something
more
like
thing,
that.
obviously, yeah, they could put any gimmick on it. They don't even need a gimmick, right? But I think it'd just be more exciting. That's just for me personally, right?
Yeah, I mean,
I,
it'd be fun. It'd be a fun match to see. I kind of like those type of matches too. So it'd be fun. It'd be fun for me to see too. So
I mean, the other thing, I like multi-man matches, even the Fatal 4-Way. I'd be totally up for that because I like my multi-man matches. Okay, we spoke about Orton's career and not getting titles. What about Logan's career? Um, where do you see things going? So we both predicted for the run to end at SummerSlam, right?
yeah,
Um, I do see him being a world champ one day. Um, I don't think he's gonna be a long champ. I think it's only gonna be a couple of weeks. And he's gonna lose it. Do you think Logan has got a world championship material in him?
um, possibly. It's hard to say because of it. I've yeah, I'm just so used to. I don't know. I have to. I'm the type of fan where because I didn't see a world championship um future in Drew McIntyre. I didn't see that even in Seth Rollins even. So
Yeah,
until I actually physically see it, there's certain people I can see as champions, certain people I can't until it actually happens.
yeah,
So for right now, I don't really see that in Logan Paul. I think
yeah.
he's doing good enough as U.S. champion, but him as a world champion, I don't
Okay,
really see it.
okay. We're on opposite sides of that. I just want to ask you one more thing. Sometimes we
Yeah,
get feuds which are done at a lower level, like the US title. Then you get the same feud as a world championship feud, right?
yeah.
I see Orton vs Logan happening again for a world title at some point. Um, but you don't see Logan in a world title as a champ, right?
No, I just can't. I can't fully really vision that. I know that he. I can't really fully vision that. I know that he faced Roman Reigns 2 years ago, and it was a great match, and it wasn't. I didn't really. It didn't feel awkward too much there, but just the. I mean, it was fine, but to actually envision this guy holding a world championship belt, I don't really see that. But him going after a world champion, I can see it because it already happened. So it's not very he's already faced excuse me, he's already faced big time names already as it is. So it won't be.
Yeah.
It's not shocking for him getting in a ring with these people. It's just him actually physically holding a world championship belt. I can't physically see. That's
See,
the thing.
the issue I've got there is I can see him holding the title, but I think there's more chance of him being chasing it, like you said, being in those big
Yeah.
title feuds, but not winning. The problem I have there is I don't see Orton getting the title, which is why I don't. But I do see it happening with Logan versus Orton, with Logan as champ. Okay, let's just go on Orton versus Logan then. What are the chances we're going to see them work together down the road again? I don't mean WrestleMania then Backlash. I mean this feud sat and done in the future. Do you think they're going to work together again? or do you think this is it? I mean, Logan's worked with Miz again, even on SmackDown. Do you think he'll work with Orton again, or was this going to be done after this?
I think it will be done. I'll be shocked if they go back to it. I think this is going to be a one and done feud with Randy and Logan's. I feel like kind of similar to how it was a one and done with Ricochet. It was one and done with Seth Rollins. And granted, it was just one match with both of them. And
Yeah.
also and also one match with Roman Reigns. But this one will be different because I think there'll be multiple matches with Randy and Logan Paul. But I just think it's just going to happen this year. And then once it's over with, I don't think they'll go back to it again and say like, what is next year? I don't see it happening again next year. I don't see it. So,
okay. I think we've covered a lot of different angles, a lot of different ways. Is there anything we're missing, or do you think everything's been covered for Logan vs. Orton?
Yeah, that's kind of really about it. Kind of covered almost everything of the possibilities of what they'll go, and now it's just to see what happens on Friday, see what they plan on doing. So that's I can't wait for.
It'd be crazy if they do something completely opposite to what we're not thinking. Yeah, but we've discussed what we think, and we'll see now. Looking forward to Raw and then SmackDown, and we'll see what happens. So if you're done, you've got nothing else to say. I'm done. I think there's no more we can debate about it. So thank you for joining, Kyle.
Yeah.
And I will see you on the next one. See you later.
Okay.
Thank you for listening.
See ya.